What's up guys, and welcome to my movie lineup for phase 1 of the DC Universe. Now the reason I've done this video today is because I'm looking at the lineup and I just think it could be done way better. They have Justice League as the 4th film, which is too early as we've only seen like 3 of the characters. Green Lantern and Cyborg don't get their film till after the 2nd Justice League movie. And Batman, the guy that's basically selling DC at the moment, doesn't even have a solo film announced yet, as the last big picture is just unknown. The whole thing just feels jumbled up and rushed to me, which is the main reason for me making this video. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Now I'm going to quickly go through the films, so you can see which characters I've chosen and what storyline. So of course the first film you do in a DC Extended Universe is obviously the big guy, Superman. Now I know Man of Steel got many mixed reviews. Me personally, I think the film was pretty good. It's a nice way to introduce Superman. It's very different, I can tell you that, which is one of the biggest complaints. It was very dark. But I walked out of the cinema thinking, you know what, I actually do believe that there's an alien out there which is sitting in this world, got all these powers. Because even though it's about an alien and it's one of the craziest things you can ever think of because he's got all these powers, it felt so realistic. Yeah, sure, the tentacles bit of the film was a bit crap really, where he's choking in a different atmosphere trying to take out the world engines, and the film was a bit choppy and a bit stuttery at times, but other than that it was overall good film. So we fast forward 3 years to today's date, which is 2016, with Man of Steel already happening, so I have to sort of judge it from this point going onwards for what films I would like to see happen now. So with a big guy done, and that's being Superman obviously, you're left with 2 options. You got either Wonder Woman or Batman. Now with Wonder Woman, not many people would know who she is if they don't read the comics or haven't seen a TV show from the 70s or 80s, which puts us over to Team Batman. The only issue we have really with new Batman is the fact that we just got over a Christopher Nolan trilogy, which was absolutely fantastic, and Christian Bale as Batman, he was brilliant, and brilliant is Bruce Wayne, so whoever comes on next is going to have a difficult time following on him, which was Ben Affleck, which already people hated straight away because they just jumped to the conclusion of Daredevil. Even though he was good in the film, it was just a crap film. He was good. Crap film. Simple as that really. But yeah, the trailers have come out, they have heavy censored around Batman, and they made him out to be an absolute badass, and people are rooting for him now, which is the great thing. They've titled the film Batman v Superman, which I hate, I'll be honest. It sounds rubbish. It sounds like a 5-year-old has named it just because that's what's happening in the film, so they decided to put that as the title. It's a pretty stupid idea. I would have gone with World's Finest. Sounds like a good idea, you know, them teaming up, take down whatever threat is about. Or if the threat was Lex Luthor and he put a bounty on him, they could basically rename it as Public Enemies. Either one would do, World's Finest or Public Enemies, but not Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. Just, even the title gives away that they're going to become friends in the end. I mean, you know they are, you just know they are, but don't confirm it, for God's sake. Just call it something else like World's Finest. It sounds a hell of a lot better. So to quickly run over the plot altogether, it's very, very simple. Clues in the title, Batman v Superman. They're being put towards each other, with Lex Luthor sort of as the puppeteer, and they're the puppets. But after a while they realise they've been put against each other. They then team up and try to take down Lex Luthor. So Lex releases his monster, which is Doomsday, which was shown in trailer 2. People consider this to be a spoiler. I do too, because we didn't know he was in the movie. In Captain America Civil War, we knew Spider-Man was in the movie. Then when he's shown up in the trailer, we just confirmed he was happy with that. But with Doomsday not knowing if he's in the movie or not, then showing him, definitely a spoiler. But they should have saved Doomsday for another movie, a Superman solo movie, because he actually kills him in the Death of Superman Lives comic, and that could be saved for such an amazing film later on in the comics. Yeah, you could have it with Lex again. He releases Doomsday. Doomsday actually kills Superman. Doomsday dies in itself, and the whole world cries for the fact that Superman is dead, because at that point he is such a loved character. At this point he's killed Zod and torn down a city. If he dies, people aren't going to be that concerned. They ain't going to be that worried at all. Not going to mourn over it one bit. As you can see in the picture there, I wanted to use the Lex armor suit. It's tough enough to take on Superman, and Zod actually took off his armor on top of a LexCorp building that was being constructed. So Lex could find that, adapt a bit of kryptonite into it, and be tough enough to take on the Man of Steel. The other main reason is because of the kryptonite, it's so easy to take out Superman, but he's got Batman facing him in the film as well, and Batman could get in his own suit, and because they have a sort of fight with that, sort of like the end of Iron Man 1, and with Lex Luthor having this tough suit, anything that the Batmobile or the Batwing fires at it, it's going to be tough enough to defend it, and he could easily take out Batman in that case. Certain things need to happen by the end of the movie so he can follow on to the next film. Lex has to get away with whatever he's doing. He puts Batman vs Superman together, they of course team up, So therefore he has to get in his suit and kill the both of them, which is his plan. He fails but still gets away, so he doesn't get jailed, he doesn't get killed, nothing like that, because we need him for the next movie, because he will be in the next one. The next film in the list is The Suicide Squad, which is a film that I never really had any intention of doing, putting it in my phase 1 lineup, but after seeing the trailer and the whole idea of it opens up to many great villains that can be used in films over the phase 2 and 3. Now the Suicide Squad is made up of a team, basically villains, works for the government, get their sentence reduced if they try to escape or anything different like that. They got a bomb in the back of the neck, government at home, Amanda Waller just simply click the button, bang, head explodes, simple as that, so they have to follow the orders. But the two main characters I want is the Joker and Deathstroke. Any other characters that you want to whack in alongside them, like Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Killer Croc, any other ones, it doesn't really matter, because I need these two for later films. The Joker will be in a Batman solo film, obviously, because you can't have a film without those two together, and Deathstroke will be saved for a phase 3 film, which I've interpreted from a storyline in the comics, which will work out very well, so definitely check out the phase 3 video of this. By the end of the movie they need to have Joker, Deathstroke and maybe Harley Quinn run wild, you know, they have to escape. All the other characters like Killer Croc, Captain Boomerang, they can either die or still be locked up. Main point of the movie is, I'm not going to exactly create the storyline because it's Suicide Squad, so you know it's completely bonkers, it's absolutely insane and it's going to be so enjoyable to watch. But I'm going to have to go after some kind of monster. The Joker get involved because he's not actually on the team, so he'll get involved. He'll therefore become the main villain of the film, and they'll probably have to take down him or he'll create some kind of madness towards it. In a DC animated movie, there is one scene where he gets the trigger to all their bombs. I've only seen it in the trailer. That would be a very cool thing to adapt into the movie for sure. I mean, I haven't seen Batman Assault on Arkham, so for all I know, there might not be a scene where Joker has the detonator in his hand, and there's about 6 of them in the chair, and he's just deciding which one he wants to blow up. But hey, you'd have to admit it, that would be an amazing scene to see. Just Amanda Waller loses control and Joker takes over. So the next film on the list would have to be Wonder Woman. We've had Superman, we've had Batman, so we've got to complete the Trinity and have Wonder Woman in her own solo film. But before a film can even begin, we need her to make a cameo in a type of way, sort of at the end of Suicide Squad. Not actually her, just a picture of her on a file. Because throughout the film, Joker will take control of detonating the bombs, cause a bit of destruction around the city, Harley Quinn by his side, killing off members of Suicide Squad. You know, to see that would be absolutely fantastic and amazing. The Joker's there, just doing whatever he wants, no one can stop him. But by the end of the movie, we want Amanda Waller to be in charge. She will walk into her boss's office. It can either be 2 of the gentlemen that she's having dinner with in the trailer, you know, eating the steak, saying that she's got the worst of the worst, she's got them locked away. It can be one of those 2 gentlemen, and she'll just put a file on his desk saying that this is a new target. And on the file will show a picture of Wonder Woman there, standing probably about 100 years ago and standing today, saying that this woman's over 100 years old, her fighting skills are absolutely crazy, we need to capture her, get her on the task force, make her work for us. Hell, Rick Flag could even die and they could want Wonder Woman to be the new leader of the team. I know it's crazy having the leader dying, considering he's a great character, and having a god lead the team, because for Amanda Waller to get a god, implant the bomb in the back of her neck, and her lead, I know it's something that's probably not been seen in the comics and something that's absolutely bizarre. But hey, power can warp the mind, and she could do something as crazy as this. Also, I think it'd be cool to tie this into the universe even better, considering how it's got none of the characters that we've already seen. Have Amanda Waller work for Lex, have him behind everything, and leads up to a big movie with him, which we'll explain in just a bit. Next is Diana's solo movie. It will have no new characters, and no characters that we've seen before. Even I mentioned Amanda Waller with the file, it won't show up in this movie at all. That plan will just go straight tits up, and it's something that we don't have to see. The film will show flashbacks of her in the war, say about 100 years ago, showing how her island and all the people on it give up on mankind, don't visit it for 100 years, but then she has to go out when something of her race is stolen, like some kind of spear, some kind of jewelry, something with an amazing power. Hell, that could even lose the lasso of truth, and that could be something that she could get back. That'd actually be really cool. It's not a bad idea. I just thought that on the spot. It's not bad. Lex Luthor could have it, because I want him to basically rope all these 3 together, and those 3 being Batman, Superman and Wonder Woman. When she gets the lasso back and she uses it and she fight off some kind of monster or someone, we need her sidekick, say, kind of thing. Maybe a younger sister. You could just say she has a sister. I don't know if she does in the comics or not, but say a younger sister gets the lasso and she has to return it back to the home safely. But we need Wonder Woman to get trapped by the end of the film and get jailed up along with Flash, Aquaman and Cyborg. Green Lantern is nowhere to be seen yet, that'll be explained in future movies. So just a quick recap of what's happened so far. Batman and Superman had a massive fight, realised they were put against each other, they went to take down Lex Luthor. They didn't have the evidence to take him down, so he got away with what he got away with. Suicide Squad also happened. The Joker escaped along with Harley Quinn and Deathstroke, so they can be used in future movies. Other characters in that film were either locked up or killed, doesn't matter. In Wonder Woman, she had her fight in Metropolis, we could say, or Gotham, or some other city, doesn't really matter, really, as long as she gets captured by Lex Luthor at the end and put in jail. So, with the main three, which is Batman, Superman and Woman, all joined up together, you'd thinking now, let's go and search for the more side characters and jump straight into a Justice League film, which that can all be about. But no, you're wrong. Zack Snyder just keeps rushing the universe. He's putting all the characters into one film, and it's an absolute mess, I'll be honest. It really is. So the next film you do is The Trinity. Why not? Because you got three characters introduced, join them all together, it's going to work out so well. It's a film you're never going to see. Once you get all the characters together, which is basically all 7 of them, because they'll be the main ones, then you can branch off into a lot of smaller DC characters. But once you get the main 7 together, and you think to yourself, oh, let's make a Trinity film, which is Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, you're not going to be able to, because with the Justice League already done, there's no reason for just those 3 to come together. It'll either be just one of them or all 7. So just go straight for the Trinity. I've just made a quick chart there. As you can see, you got the films going across the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got the characters going down. At the bottom there, you got all movie, ending cameo, and then just a cameo that can take part in any place of the film, all assigned with the different colours. It's easy to work out. Obviously, you can do that. I know what you're thinking. Where's Green Lantern? Because he's not on the list there. You said the big 7. There's only 6 of them there. Well, in this film, the main characters are Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. Flash, Aquaman and Cyborg are just cameos. Because Lex already has Flash, Aquaman and Cyborg locked up, and at the end of the Wonder Woman movie he captures her and locks her up as well, because he's planning to start his own team or something along the lines of that. Superman and Batman team up and they have to find where these 4 people are. When they break them out, Wonder Woman offers her hand and she said that she'll help them take down Lex because what she's done to her, and because with Superman and Batman releasing her, she said it's an honourable thing to do. Flash, Aquaman and Cyborg, not being disrespectful, but they have to go off and do their own thing, which should be shown in the Phase 2 movies. Flash, he can either travel through time. If he can do that, yeah, I might make that a power that he can discover later, because it would go for a good storyline, so he can just start off somewhere, something he needs to do. I can't really think. Aquaman must return home underwater, because let's say that someone else has got on the throne and they're planning to unleash a monster on the land, or an army, sort of like they're doing the Throne of Atlantis, the DC movie from 2015. I think that was the one. Cyborg, he can just return home to his parents and say, I'm alive, don't panic. So the basic plot I got for Trinity is Batman and Superman still working together, kind of like best friends at this moment. Can't see why they ever fought in the past before, absolutely no reason for that. But the plan is to get enough evidence to take down Lex Luthor, which they do, and at this point Lex could be something like mayor or even president. I wanted to get to such a high level and then to just drop down to the very, very bottom. After Batman and Superman succeed in their mission fairly early in the film in taking down Lex Luthor, he gets put in a van straight from the court and gets sent to jail. But on his way there, the van gets ambushed by, say, loads of trucks, garbage trucks, some kind of weird vans, loads of people, machine guns, and you're thinking, who the hell's doing this? Then suddenly the van gets knocked down an alleyway. When the van is still, the doors blow off and suddenly people rush in, hired goons that is, put a bag over Lex's head and drag him into another car, and that drives off. He gets taken to a strange location where he's put on a chair, and at this point Lex is going mad saying, how dare you touch me, take your hands off me, get this bag off my head, don't you know who I am, the President of the United States? Well, at this point that has actually been stripped from him and he's going to jail. And then suddenly a hand comes over and lifts up the bag, and as Lex looks up, it's the Joker. Yes guys, it's the Joker. How could you not use him? You just know why you can't. You can't just have him in Suicide Squad and then wait ages for him. Have him in, not the next film because that's Wonder Woman, but have him in this. Have him capture Lex and say to him, Lex, you've got no other choice. Join me and we would take Gotham and Metropolis because they are side by side. So Lex has no choice because he realises there's no way he can be president again. So if he can't take it politically, it would actually just rule the world by just straight up attack, which is kind of what the Joker does, except that he doesn't want to rule it, he wants to destroy it. But Lex thinks that he actually wants to rule it with him so they can join up and just conquer all of it. But no, that doesn't get to plan. Joker's plan is to just burn both cities completely to the ground. Lex has no idea about this. He thinks when they rule it, that'd be them actually owning all of it. But Joker's idea of ruling a place is completely burning it to the ground, complete carnage and mayhem, so that no one could ever own it ever again after him. After Joker and Lex join up, but none of the world nor does any of the superheroes know about it, Batman and Superman go around looking for Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash and Cyborg and try and release these before they get moved to a different location, because Lex's men would still be at work even though Lex is not in charge at the moment, because they know that at some point he's going to be back on top. While Batman and Superman rescue the rest of the Justice League, even though they haven't actually formed yet and they don't know they're going to become the Justice League, they rescue them, Wonder Woman joins them, all the other three rush off like I've told you before. But while this is happening, the Joker hacks into Gotham City's television sets and announces his presence back in Gotham, which absolutely scares the life out of everyone there because he's done so much to them in the past 10 years or so, about 10-15 years. So then he says to everyone, look, you've got an hour to get out of the city because it's now mine. At that point everyone rushes out of the city and the only people left are basically the police officers and people in the prisons. At the same time, Lex hacks into Metropolis TV network and says to Superman, meet me where the last time we met, which was actually in the docks in the Batman v Superman film. It's the scene that I haven't described yet, but it went very simple pretty much. Sort of Lois was captured, Superman had to go and rescue her, something very simple like that. But he says we're going to have to meet there. So Superman and Batman look at each other and they say, we're going to have to go separate ways. I need to go and take down Lex, Batman has to go and take down Joker, because none of them can let these people free for just a second. They both head to their locations to realise they've actually been tricked. Superman's went to meet Lex Luthor, but he turns out actually he meets the Joker, and the Joker traps him in like a kryptonite kind of setting. It's sort of something along the lines of that I've seen in the animated series, where he straps him to a chair with a bit of kryptonite on his lap, and he handcuffs him with his hands behind his head using a rubber band. Bit of crucial information for you to know, that in Batman v Superman and the start of this film, Batman required quite a lot of information about Lex, so that would be enough to take down his empire. But Lex knew about this and forged a plan that to recruit Superman to him, so he could therefore twist his mind and face him against Batman. And Batman already hated Superman anyway due to the destruction caused in Man of Steel, and he watched the Wayne Tower just basically get destroyed and all his employees die, well pretty much most of them that didn't get out, because the building that Zod lasered was actually the Wayne Tower building. The bat signal is activated and Batman goes to it because he knows that's obviously the Joker sending a signal for him to come. He goes there only to find Lex Luthor, not Joker, because they've swapped places. And Lex says to him basically, you've acquired this information about me, you broke in, you've sent off to the police and they're now using it, which is, you know, it's completely wrong, it's illegal. And you gotta be honest, if you haven't acquired the information legally and you use it illegally, then there's nothing really stopping the criminals from doing illegal things themselves and breaking the law. So Lex says to him, it has to be you that tells them that you've handed in this information, and therefore Lex can be set free. He also says to him, if you don't, well, basically Superman is a bit fucked, because he shows a clip of him and Superman's there strapped to the chair, kryptonite on his lap, and their jokes just dancing around him with Harley. And Batman's like, no. He's like, crap, what am I gonna have to do? Diana will come into it eventually, shortly after the scenes are happening here, when she sees all the devastation which will happen throughout the rest of the film, but I'm not going to tell you that now, because I'm going to do a video solely for this film, which I'm going to do for every film from here on out. But I just want to say that I want one scene where Superman is strapped to the chair with kryptonite on his lap, and Joker's standing next to him and Batman walks in, and there's a scene where Batman standing there, not knowing what to do, but he has a plan in mind, but Joker says to him, how many more of your psychics do I have to kill in order for you to get the message? And I just think it's one of the greatest lines ever that could be put on the screen. It shows that Joker's killed Jason Todd, and it also shows that he sees Superman as Batman's sidekick. But hey, I can't tell you any more of this movie now because I don't want to spoil too much and give away an ending. I'm going to do a separate video for this, like I said just earlier, where I'm going to explain the whole film, the whole storyline, every character to be put in, what happens, see if characters die, see if characters live. That's not me giving a hint, by the way. And I haven't actually got the full script drafted out because I've got so many different ideas in mind which I want to use. I want to use Superman probably getting nuked to show that he's nuke proof, because that does happen in the comics, but I want to show that. But I'm thinking, do I use it in here where Joker's got a nuke and he's basically saying if anyone comes in the city I'll let it off, and Superman has to sacrifice himself with a nuke and he does live? but because the sun goes around the earth, it goes to night time, so he doesn't heal for like a whole night time until the sun comes back around, and he just floats in space, because that's where it hits him. There's like a massive fight going on as well, and they desperately need Superman, and he can't, because he's up there dead in space until the sun gets back around the earth, which means, like I said, just have to go the whole night without him. So yeah, if there was a massive battle and they had to survive without Superman, it's basically like survive the night and then help will come, which I think would be amazing. The other place I can use it, because I've already used it thinking to do with the joke with the nuke like I just said, but the other place I'm thinking is where Brainiac comes and he literally just hacks into technology all over the world and he starts flying nukes all over the place, and Superman has to go up there and take about 10 or 20 nukes straight at him to the point where he just dies and crashes down to earth or something like that, which I think would be something amazing, just properly show his sacrifice. Well guys, there's some of the main ideas that I think it could be used for phase 1 and how all the films should be laid out, so we're not rushing it too much, we're taking our time, because like I always said, if Marvel rushed itself, it would be a pile of crap. If Star Wars rushed it, do you think you'd have the big legacy it would today, 30-40 years on? No, it wouldn't. It'd be a forgotten film. It'd be an absolute mess. It really would. But yeah, that's basically my ideas for phase 1, how the films should go, the layout of them. Be sure to check out phase 2 if it's up yet. That's going to feature the Flash, Cyborg, Aquaman, and the 4th movie, which I can't tell you, but you'll see when you get onto it. I've got my reasoning behind it, I can tell you that for sure. And that's my phase 1 done, guys. Hope you've all enjoyed this video. It's been a lot of fun making it, I can tell you that for a fact. It's been a bit tricky, but it's been fun. Be sure to check out phase 2 and phase 3 if they're out there. It focuses more on the Flash, Aquaman and Cyborg, like I said earlier. But yeah, make sure you check out each of the films individually, because they do stand on their own. And I've got one big massive storyline going through, starting with Man of Steel, the first film, all the way up to the very last film in phase 3. I am looking at some stories for phase 4. It's more to do with the hero's last journey really, so some of them could be killed off if I wanted to, some of them I keep on, could possibly come back for better films, you never know. I was thinking of doing a bit of prequel ones in there, and something to do with phase 3. I'm looking at a different reality, something to do with Flash causing a bit of a mess up with, to do with his speed, and everyone gets sucked into different time zones, different realities. So we can look at something like Bruce Wayne down the alley with his parents, and instead of his parents being shot, Bruce gets shot. His mother goes insane and becomes the Joker of that universe, and his dad, Thomas Wayne, takes up the mantle and becomes Batman. But he's got a bit more of a crazy fighting style, as to the fact that he doesn't just punch people and hurt them, he actually kills them. So yeah, that's something I'm looking at for sure. I'm also looking in the second universe like that, Earth 2 you could call it, to be an injustice sort of storyline, to the point where Superman becomes full on bad. So yeah, it's loads of ideas going from my head, I've got loads of ideas, I can tell you that. But yeah, like I said, each movie stands on its own as its own little fun movie. Absolutely brilliant. But overall, there is one big storyline going through, which should connect the first film all the way to the last. So I hope you all enjoy it. So guys, that's it. That's my phase 1 lineup. I only used Batman, Superman and Wonder Woman, which I know that some of you won't like. You have seen some of the other side characters. That's just one calling them side characters. I'm not saying that any lower down in the levels. They all are equal to each other, I can tell you that for sure. They've all got their different strengths and their different weaknesses. But yeah, the side characters weren't used as much, but they will be in phase 2 for sure. So if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one, which will be phase 2. See you then.